Today, October the 17th, is the 10-year anniversary of the Pokemon X and Y anime. 10 years ago today, Pokemon X and Y aired its first ever episode in Japan, and I'm sure most of you can agree with me that that is really hard to believe. X and Y seriously feels so recent to me. It feels like a few years ago, you know? But it was indeed a whole decade ago. Wait a second, I just realized that the Pokemon X and Y anime is now as old as Ash was at the beginning of the X and Y anime. 10 years, dude. Anyway, the Pokemon X and Y anime is one of my favorite shows ever, and I'm sure plenty of you know that it's actually the reason that I started my YouTube channel. The very first video I ever made on this channel was predicting Bonnie's future Pokemon team back in like 2017, and then I began making fanfiction videos about Ash, Serena, and the other Pokemon X and Y characters, and they were what grew my channel into what it is now. The X and Y anime literally changed my life for those reasons. It allowed me to have the most incredible hobby and job for so many years. It let me form the most amazing community in the world, and then within that community I made some of the most awesome bonds and friendships that I've ever known in my 23 years of life. I wholeheartedly adore the X and Y anime, and I know most of you do too. So to celebrate the 10-year anniversary, I think it's time to hear from you guys about all the reasons that you love X and Y, all the ways that X and Y changed your life, and of course, I'll sprinkle my thoughts throughout. First of all, Tarek Pokemon YouTube said they loved the series because it made Ash actually believable that he was a 10-year-old who travelled multiple regions and contended in leagues in those regions. And I absolutely feel the same way, dude. I've always loved Ash, but I spent my entire childhood hoping that one day, Ashy Boy would truly feel like an idol, a hero, a leader figure who everyone looks up to, you know? And the X and Y anime absolutely nailed that. It made Ash feel like he was truly mature, and I know a lot of you feel that way too. For example, Dusk said that Ash no longer felt like the inexperienced kid from Pallet Town, and Jacob Hope said that X and Y brought out a mature side to Ash. JD Jade said that it felt like X and Y Ash learned from all his trials and tribulations of his past journeys, which allowed him to take a step closer to being a Pokemon master. And speaking of maturity, BMW GTR said that he loves the mature approach of the series, with every main character having to deal with their own problems and feelings, and this was worded so perfectly, and I completely agree. The X and Y anime treated the main characters and their mental struggles so preciously, dude. From Ash's depression arc, to Clemont trying to build up his confidence, to Serena trying to find and reach her dream, while also battling with her romantic feelings. It made the characters feel so real and mature and believable. Mr. C. Willis shared his love for all of Ash's X and Y companions, and for Serena specifically, he said that she's a super sweet character who learns and grows thanks to Ash and his friends. And I completely agree, Serena's one of my favourite characters ever. I loved how inspiring and realistic and unique her character development was, and the way she and Ash supported each other was just perfect, man. Iceman Universe loved their development and chemistry too, and David Alvarez loved Serena's showcases, and I've gotta say, visually those showcases were stunning, bro. Stabblast even loves Serena so much that they named their guinea pig after Serena, and that's so incredibly sweet, man. I love it when people name their pets after their favourite characters, you know? And by the way, I'm so incredibly sorry for your loss, Stabblast. I'm sure you gave Serena the best life she could ever ask for. You're in my thoughts, man. Carlos Maniac said, not gonna lie, I just really love Clement, and I love Clement too. He was such a funny character, such a breath of fresh air. I loved his Pokemon, his recurring jokes, his development, and of course, as expected, Ash Greninja got a ton of love from you guys. Bonked said that Ash Greninja creating an anime exclusive ability was super cool. Adam PTB says that Ash Greninja is his favourite Pokemon, and that's what Greninja Lover said too, as I'm sure you can expect from the username. True Dat Walker said that Ash felt like he was at his peak with Ash Greninja, and I genuinely agree with all of these points, dude. Ash Greninja was so damn awesome. The concept was genuinely fire, even if he was made of water. To me, the anime has never felt cooler than Ash Greninja, and the Gamer Boy 600 feels that exact same way too, and so does V-Coded. But Ash Greninja isn't the only one, because so many other Pokemon in the X and Y anime got a lot of love from you guys as well. Raid Pirate loves Serena's Pancham, Icefire Token loves Serena's Sylveon, Ted Brower loves Ash's Goo Houndoudra, Shachin the artist loves Ash's Hawlucha and Talonflame. In general, X and Y had a really great cast of Pokemon, and to me they really felt like a family, you know? Speaking of which, Rowlet said that the X and Y group really did feel like one big family, and Mr. Empoleon said that he loved the group dynamic too. And I can't agree more, the whole X and Y group, from the companions, to the Pokemon, to the rivals, to the gym leaders, they really felt like one big family. I love them all dearly, man. Mario Zachnik said that he adores X and Y, and that the Amourshipping storyline has a special place in his heart. Then he said that a year ago he discovered my Amourshipping fanfiction videos, like Amourshipping Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Summer Camp, The Masked Daughter, and I just want to say really quickly, Mario, thank you so much for supporting those videos. They were an absolute blast to make, dude, and I really want to make more in the future. I love Amourshipping. I think it really added another dimension of maturity to X and Y, and of course, it was a massive part in my channel growing. Logis said that he loves Amourshipping too, which is awesome, and Ferosso wrote a massive comment about all of his favourite things in X and Y, including how the Amourshipping kiss made him feel complete, and that really made me smile, dude. I remember my head exploding when that happened, and Jazari Gardner felt the same way. He said the Amourshipping kiss was his favourite moment. There was a ton of love from you guys too about the Team Flare arc. Jajaspell said that Ash's speech when fighting Lysander was gold, and I feel that, dude. For me, that moment was really the peak of Ash's maturity and characterization. It was phenomenal. Sayed Barak said that he loved Ash vs Team Flare, and Forever C said that Bonnie singing to Zygarde was their favourite moment. That scene was genuinely so touching, man, so special. Akshi said that the way that everyone came together to stop the Team Flare crisis gave them goosebumps, and man, it gave me goosebumps too. Jacob even said that the Team Flare arc might be his favourite run of episodes in the whole anime, and I know a lot of people feel that way, Jacob. And dude, if we're talking about the X and Y anime, we can't not mention the animation and the art style. TPL said they loved the animation in the Pokemon League, because at the time it was the best animation they had ever seen. And I feel that, man. The animation in X and Y was on another level, and that accompanied with a killer art style, it really does make you wonder how on earth they managed to keep it up for a weekly series. So impressive, dude. Primal Thunder loved the animation too, so does Rithi, and Raphael, and Stephen Morris, and Emperor Holocron. Emperor also said that the battle camera was the best, and so did Cross. They agreed with it. The 3D camera was genuinely insane, man. It really pulled us into the middle of the battles. And as pointed out by Joshua Frizzell, the battle choreography was on another level, bro. And speaking of the animation, my friend and fellow Anipoke YouTuber Zanalith said the consistently fluent and fantastic animation in X and Y, it really shines above everything else, you know? It amplified the battles and made them so memorable. I completely feel that, man. And hey, since we're here to celebrate the X and Y anime, let me mention real quick that Zanalith created his own rewrites of Black and White and X and Y and Sun and Moon on his YouTube channel, and they are actually incredible, dude. I'm gonna link them below in the video description, so hey, if you want to celebrate X and Y, go and check out Zanalith's slightly different take on how the X and Y anime could have been. Tim Legdia said that he loved how the X and Y anime integrated its theme songs in the anime, and I couldn't agree more. The way that Get a Bun Bun was included in Ash vs Clemont, the way the Ash Greninja theme was included in Ash vs Alain, it really elevated the battles so greatly, man. And speaking of the music, Cassandra said that their favourite openings were from X and Y, and I feel that, dude. Get a Bun Bun, the Japanese opening, that's my favourite in the entire series, man. Shubham even said that the X and Y theme is his alarm clock, and that really made me laugh, dude. What a great way to start every day. Now that we've spoken about elements within the X and Y anime, I now want to hear from you guys about how the X and Y anime has impacted you or influenced you in real life, you know? Anime Egotist said that he watched Pokemon X and Y in college with his roommates, and that they were super excited to gather and watch it every week, and I really think that that is something that's really important about Pokemon X and Y. It truly did bring people together, both in person and online. The Anipoke community online during X and Y, that was on another level, dude. I made some of my closest friends through Pokemon X and Y, and it even created our community. I'm really happy that so many of you guys had that experience, too. Also, by the way, anime egotists run an awesome podcast, and they often talk about Pokemon too, so be sure to go and check them out for some more X and Y love. The link will be in the description. And then for other people like Caribou, and Jay, and that one guy who likes trains, and Ethan Smith, and Don't Use Your Real Name, and Alpha Lucario Empire, and Godlion, and The Unfunny Hollister, and Tolkienism, and Extra Toxic Crow, and Danelle Harker, the X and Y anime was like the first ever series they watched. It really introduced them to Pokemon and got them invested in the show, and that is so special, dude. I can't think of a more perfect time to start the series than back when X and Y was airing. It really was the resurgence of Pokemon. I'm so glad so many of you started with it, you know? Jennifer Miller even said that X and Y got her son into Pokemon, and that's so incredibly wholesome, dude. It really made me smile. Mackie Briggs is another person whose introduction to the anime was X and Y, and he even said it gave him unrealistic expectations for the show that have never been met since. This made me laugh, cause not gonna lie, I echo the sentiment, dude. The X and Y anime is so hard to top, dude. It really is just peak, you know? And by the way, I had a look at this dude's channel, and he built his own custom-made massive X and Y Lego set. It was really so impressive, so I'm gonna leave the link in the video description. Go give it some love, everybody, cause we're celebrating X and Y all day long. We've also got to talk about how the Pokemon X and Y anime helped people in real life too. Pikachu, with a Jigglypuff profile picture, said that X and Y helped them through dark times by giving them the space and time to just enjoy it and not worry about real life problems. This idea was echoed by other people like Samurai Logo and Ace Trainer Leo, and this really made me smile, dude. I'm so happy that X and Y was there for you all when you needed it the most. And the X and Y anime taught us lessons too, like how Raph said that it taught him that with friends by your side, determination and training, you can do anything. Sanil even said that Serena's journey inspired him to chase their own dreams. Man, X and Y is really powerful, dude. And finally, King Fresh wrote a really lovely long message about all of their positive and inspiring feelings towards X and Y. I read through your comment and it really made me smile, so thank you for sharing. And also thank you for thanking me for making this video, I really appreciate it. There were literally hundreds of comments from you guys, and sadly I couldn't fit all of them in this video, but I tried to get in as many as I could, and all I have to say is thank you all for spreading the love for Pokemon X and Y. Your replies, your opinions were genuinely amazing. I just want to end this celebration of the X and Y anime by saying, happy 10-year anniversary Pokemon X and Y, you changed my life completely, and I'll be grateful for the rest of my time on planet Earth. Say Graham and Hasto Pekka put it best, Pokemon X and Y really was that anime. It truly was Pokemon.